All right, guys. So recently, like few hours back in the morning, I just finished my newspaper and I saw that the Cloud Affairs team they have posted the current affairs for today, 6th May of 2023. So I'm just going to take a quick glance over it just to finish it so that I can just complete my other task as well as in the day today. So let's take a look about the current affairs of 6th May from the Cloud Affairs today. So in the national affairs, they posted a campaign launched to provide KCC to all eligible farmers engaged in FAHD. So on May 3rd, 2023, a nationwide AHDF KCC campaign for 2023 and 24 has been launched by Parashottam Rupala, who is Union Ministry of Fisheries and Animal Husbandry and Dairying. So FAHD is for the Union Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, to provide Kisan Credit Card. So KCC is for Kisan Credit Card facility to all the eligible farmers engaged in animal husbandry, dairy and fisheries farmers. So there is a provision for Kisan Credit Card which has been launched by Union Minister Parashottam Rupala to provide the credit card to all the farmers who are eligible and who are working in the sectors or like animal husbandry and dairy and fisheries farmers. So campaign has been launched as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So about this campaign, so AHDF campaign. So AHDF campaign. The nationwide AHDF KCC campaign is organized by Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying in association with the Department of Fisheries DOF and the Department of Financial Services DFS from 1st May 2023 to 31st March 2024 to expand the benefits of KCC to all eligible animal husbandry, dairy and fishery farmers in order to improve the income of the farmers by avoiding the financial uncertainty faced by them. So just to improve their financial income and if they are facing some kind of distress or some kind of problems in their farming sector or some fishery sector or in husbandry sector, if they are doing some, so just to support the farmers, this KCC card scheme has been launched and it will be like to benefit all the farmers. Okay, so in March 2023, DFS issues some of the guidelines for organizing the campaign to bank and state governments. So some guidelines have been issued just for the banks and the state governments. So the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying in association with DFS are organizing various campaigns since during 2020 for providing KCC facilities to all the eligible animal husbandry and fishery farmers. So remember this scheme, like these campaigns, they are running from since like June 2020. And the recent nationwide AHDF KCC campaign has been held from 15th 11 2021 to 15th 3 2023. And more than 27 lakh fresh KCC have already been sanctioned to animal husbandry and fishery farmers as a result of the campaign. And under the same scheme, an organization credit facility is provided to the farmers to meet their working capital requirements. So a little more about the KCC scheme. So KCC scheme aims to provide sufficient and timely credit support from the banking system under a single window with simplified and flexible procedures to the farmers. So the purpose of this scheme is to meet the limited requirements for the cultivation of crops, post-harvest expenses, working capital for maintenance of farm assets, and all the activities associated with the agriculture and investment credit requirements for agriculture and associated activities. Now the next news, CEA report India to have 41 gigawatt of energy storage capacity by 2029 to 30. So according to the report on optimal generation capacity mix for 2030 version 2.0, published by Central Electricity Authority CEA under the Ministry of Power in April 2023, India is projected to have 41 gigawatts of energy storage capacity along with 777 gigawatt of total installed power capacity by 2019 to 30. Okay, so the report was prepared by the Central Electricity Authority team headed by Chief Engineer Ammi Ruhama Topo. So the study is an exercise to assess the least cost generation capacity mix to meet the projected electricity demand for 2029 to 30. So a few highlights about the report. So the report stated that under the base case scenario where the total fossil fuel and non-fossil fuel capacity are assumed to be 276 gigawatt and 500 gigawatt respectively, India will require 41.6 gigawatt out of 280.25 gigawatts hours of battery energy storage system BESS to meet its electricity demand in 2029 and 30. So this was concluded based on the hourly dispatch study and the capacity mix obtained from the long-term studies. The report also includes the installed capacities and corresponding BES requirement under the 4 different scenarios: conservative, higher demand, higher hydro, and higher BESS cost assumptions. Report has projected an increase in the electricity generation from non-fossil fuels, including large hydro power plants, from 25% in 2022-2023 to 44% by 2030. So there is a huge jump is going to occur in the future for generating the energy from the non-fossil fuels. So it is going to be around like 44% in 2030. So the non-fossil fuel based sources would increase from 41% in March 2022 to 64% in March 2030. And the sources, so for non-fossil fuel based sources, will also increase to 64% in March 2030. So the total installed power capacity would rise close to like 777 gigawatt by 2030. So the targets. So electricity generation would increase to 2.44 trillion units, of which 1.3 trillions would come from thermal and 1 trillion from non-fossil fuels. So the 1 trillion units from non-fossil fuels include like 212 billions from hydro, 208 billion from wind, 553 billion from solar, 92 billion from nuclear, and 10 billion from renewable energy sources. So with high renewable penetration in the system, India is set to nationally determined contribution target of 50% non-fossil fuel capacity. Between 2005 and 2022, India's per capita electricity consumption doubles from 631 units to 1255 units. With this, India became the third largest electricity market in the world. Now, the next news is Shantanu Thakur flags off MVITT Lion V273 from Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata. So on May 4, 2023, the Ministry of State Shantanu Thakur, Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, flagged off MVITT Lion V23 from Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata, West Bengal, as a first shipment to operationalize the Sittwe port in Rakhine state of Myanmar. It should be noted that this port in Myanmar has been built under the grant assistance from the Government of India as a part of Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project, so KMTTP. So it was built under this project, this grant assistance from this project. The Inland Waterways Authority of India was the project development consultant. So the Inland Waterways Authority, he built the project for the implementation of the port. So the key points were like MVITT Lion carrying 20,000 bags containing around like 1,000 metric tons of cement will reach Sittwe port on May 9, 2023. So Sittwe port will make Sittwe a maritime hub for Myanmar and enhance the regional connectivity by enhancing trade, commerce and economic ties with Myanmar, our northeastern states and our South Asian countries. So Sittwe port has been developed under a framework agreement between India and Myanmar for the constructions and operations of multimodal transport facility on Kaladan River, connecting to Sittwe port in Myanmar with the state of Mizoram in India. So the port connects to Paletwa in Myanmar through an inland waterways, and from Paletwa to Zoranpuri in Mizoram through a road component. So participate during the flagging off ceremony were like Consulate General Myanmar in Kolkata, Sanjay Bandyopadhyay, Chairman IWAI, PL Harbandan, Chairman Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata, and among others. Okay. The next news is Union Minister Nityanand Rai inaugurated Dauki Land Port in Meghalaya. So the Union Minister of State Home Affairs Nityanand Rai inaugurated the Dauki Land Port in West Jaintia Hills, Meghalaya, in presence of Meghalaya Deputy Chief Minister Sinia Balang Dhar, to promote trade and commerce between India and Bangladesh. The land port is also expected to boost the tourism and business sectors. So key people, the inauguration was attended by India's High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Pranay Kumar Verma, Chairman Land Port Authority of Bangladesh, Mohammad Alamgir, Chairman of LPAI Land Port Authority of India, Aditya Mishra, and other senior officials of the government of Meghalaya. The location is Dauki Land Port is nearly like around 55 kilometers from the Jovai, the district headquarters of West Jaintia Hills, and about 84 kilometers from the Meghalaya capital, Shillong. The corresponding land port in Bangladesh is Tamabil, located in Sylhet district. So facilities of the port. The Dauki land port has good infrastructure with an abundance of facilities such as godown, canteen, cargo for tourists, electric substations. It will serve as an important trade and transportation center between India and Bangladesh and will ease the movement of goods, people, and vehicles around the border. It will also promote passenger movement across the border. About something about Meghalaya Lakes, the capital is Shillong. Chief Minister is Konrad Kongal Sangma. Governor is Phagu Chauhan, and wildlife sanctuaries are Nongkheliam Wildlife Sanctuary, Narpoh Wildlife Sanctuary. President Murmu visits Odisha, launched Addiction-Free Odisha campaign in Mayurbhanj. So President Murmu was on a 3-day visit to Odisha, and President Draupadi Murmu, the President of India, launched the Addiction-Free Odisha campaign of Brahma Kumari centers at Hadbadra, Mayurbhanj, Odisha. So Draupadi Murmu stated that addiction is a disorder which is social, economic, physical and mental curse, and Brahma Kumari Center is engaged in building a healthy society through spirituality. President Murmu laid the foundation stone for the skill training hub and community center at Pahalpur in Mayurbhanj. President paid tribute to anniversary of Pandit Raghunath Murmu on his birth anniversary. Later, she also visited Simpipal Sanctuary, Mayurbhanj, and President will grace the 12th convocation of Maharaja Sri Ramchandra Bhanja Dio University at Baripada. Next news. So, Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia reviews food street project to develop 100 healthy and hygienic food streets across India. So, Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, reviewed the food street project aimed at developing 100 healthy and hygienic food streets across the India with senior officials of Ministry of Housing and Health, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. The initiative will be implemented through National Health Mission and in convergence with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, apart from FSSAI technical support. So the project aims to promote safe and healthy food practices, reduce foodborne illness, and enhance overall health outcomes. So National Health Mission would provide over 1 crore to operationalize per food street as a pilot project to support 100 such food streets at different locations of India. And the provisions of safe drinking water, hand washing stations, restrooms, and suitable liquid and solid waste management would be covered financially, and these initiatives would provide certifications under the Clean Street Food Hub initiative of the Eat Right India movement. Next article is Dr. Chintan Vaishnav and Durga Jasraj launches Upaj, a festival of innovation in arts. So Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, chair of Startup 20 G20, along with the Durga Jasraj, founder of Pandit Jasraj Culture Foundation, launched the Upaj, a festival innovation in art, during the event held in National Institution for the Transforming India, Niti Aayog, New Delhi. So the event was a part of World Intellectual Property Day 2023, which observed on the 26th April 2023, celebrated organized by the Office of Controller General of Patent, Design and Trademark. The Upaj festival is scheduled for the first week of July 2023, the same week as the G20 Startup 20 Summit. Atal Innovation Mission and Niti Aayog hosted a panel discussion on the importance of challenges of protecting innovation in performing arts. So for note, just remember World IP Day, Intellectual Property Day celebration organized by the offices of the Controller General of Patent, Design and Trademark. Now let's moving on to the banking and finance section. So RBI Visage jointly launches G20 Tech Sprint 2023. RBI updates KYC instructions on wire transfers. So on May 4, 2023, under India G20 presidency, the RBI and the BIS Innovation Hub, BISIG, of the Bank for International Settlement, BIS, jointly launched the 4th edition of G20 Tech Sprint 2023, a global technology hackathon for innovators to promote innovative solutions aimed at transforming cross-border payments. The competition is open for developers from all around the world submitting applications from May 4, 2023 to June 4, 2023, and it will conclude in Q3 of 2023. The Tech Sprint will focus on 3 problems statement on cross-border payments. RBI updates KYC instructions on wire transfers. So RBI has updated its instructions in the Master Direction MD on Know Your Customer KYC related to wire transfers and align the same with the relevant recommendation of the Financial Action Task Force, FATF. So through the amendment, RBI mandates all the banks and financial institutions in the country to ensure that all wire transfers, such as domestic as well as international, to contain complete information about the originator and the beneficiary, to prevent them from being used as a channel of money laundering and terrorist financing problems. So as we know that RBI Governor is Shaktikant Das, Deputy Governor Mahesh Kumar Jain, Michael Deva Pratapatra, M. Rajeshwar Rao, T. Ravi Shankar. Headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Establishment year is 1st April 1935. Capital SFB partner with Max Life Insurance to offer life insurance solutions. So Capital Small Finance Bank SFB, India's first SFB and Max Life Insurance Company Limited entered into partnership to offer life insurance offerings to Capital SFB customers. So under this partnership, Capital SFB will offer a range of savings, protection, retirement and group life insurance plans for Max Life to its customers. So what are the key points? So this partnership is being a part of a Capital SFB continual effort to assist its customers in achieving a stable financial future. Capital SFB have operational as a local area bank before conversion, and its focus on the middle income group customer segment with a special focus on rural and semi-urban areas. While an optimum digital distribution of their products and services. So Capital SFB partnership with Max Life will enable the bank customers across branches and other partnership channels to access all the innovative, flexible and varied life insurance products. So note that prior to Max Life, Capital SFB has also been partnered with ICICI Prudential Life Insurance and HDFC Life Insurance to provide their life insurance products to its customer. So a little about Capital Small Finance Bank. The MD and CEO is Sarvajit Singh Samara. Establishment year is April 24, 2016, headquartered in Jalandhar, Punjab. Next news is India-Russia agreed to explore RuPay and MIR cards for easy payments. In recently held high-level International Government Commission meeting on Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cultural Cooperation IRIGC-TEC, India and Russia discussed and agreed to explore the possibility of accepting RuPay India and Mir card Russia in each other's country for hassle-free payments. The meeting was chaired by External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar and Russia Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov. The mutual acceptance for both RuPay and Mir card will help Indian and Russian citizens to make hassle-free payments in Indian rupee and Russian ruble in their respective countries. So both nations agreed to explore the possibility of introduction of the UPI Unified Payments Interface of the National Payment Corporation of India NPCI and the Faster Payment System FPS of the Bank of the Russia. So India has also agreed to look on the Russian Financial Messaging Services Bureau of Financial Management System of the Bank of Russia for the cross-border payments. So first of all, note that presently the overseas payment from India and vice versa is happening through the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Systems, SWIFT network. So in February 2023, Prime Minister of India and PM of Singapore, Lee Hsien Loong, launched a real-time payment linkage between the Unified Payment Interface UPI for the India and the PayNow of Singapore, which now enables people in both the nations to undertake faster and cost-efficient digital transfers. Some additional info is that RuPay card is an Indian domestic card, and Mir card is a Russian card payment system for electronic fund transfer established by the Central Bank of the Russia. Looking at the next news is Vishesh. HDFC launches program for customers in semi-urban and rural. So HDFC launched its retail banking program Vishesh for customers in semi-urban and rural geographies. So as part of this, the bank plans to open more than 675 branches in these areas in fiscal year 24, onboarding around 1 lakh customers and launch customized products and financial solutions of this market segment. With this program, the bank will also meet some of its priority sector lending PSL targets. Through this program, the bank will understand the different needs of 5 important segments like farmer, merchant, micro enterprise, and government salaried people. So the feature of the program include a dedicated personal banker, facility extendable to 8 family members, up to 50% discount on processing fees and gold loan, 20% waiver on evaluation, and up to 50% processing fee on construction equipment, tractor, personal business, and auto two-wheeler. Also offers daily hospice benefits like around up to 5 days, and annual preventive health checkup up to 3,000 rupees on annual complimentary and cashless health checkup, unlimited telehealth consultation, and growth of agriculture tech services. So there will be a customer engagement model to facilitating rural seniors such as Sarpanch teachers and key officials to acknowledge their growth of processing of villages. HDFC Bank already has a classic program for high net worth individual. Okay. About HDFC Bank. So MD and CEO is right now Sasidhar Jagdishan, and established year is 1994 in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and the tagline is "We understand your world." Now the next is Indian Embassy in Nepal Inc. MU with HTMHF for the distribution of LPG stoves and cylinders. So MU has been signed with the Embassy of India, Kathmandu, Nepal, and Sushila Thakur Memorial Health Foundation, which is STMHF, for the distribution of LPG gas stoves and cylinders in Mahottari Mottari district, Nepal, with the Indian grant assistance of rupees 50 million approx under Indian Nepal Development Corporation. So the project will benefit around nearly 8,000 of unprivileged and marginal families of 5 municipalities in Mottari district, Madhya Pradesh of Nepal. The project is based on the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana scheme initiated by the government of India, which provides clean cooking fuel like LPG to deprived rural households were previously reliant on the traditional fuels like coal, firewood, and cow dung. So since 2003, India has undertaken more than like 535 high-impact community development projects in Nepal, which 478 have been completed, and out of these, 81 are situated in the Madhya Pradesh, including 6 in the Mathori district. So government India also donated like 23 ambulances to various hospitals and health center in Mahottari district. Now a little about Nepal. President is Ramchandra Paudel. Currency is Nepalese rupee and the capital is Kathmandu. Now let's talk about awards and recognition. So 3 imprisoned Iranian women journalists received 2023 UNESCO World Press Freedom Prize. So the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, announced 3 imprisoned Iranian women journalists, Niloufar Hamedi, Ilahi Mohammadi, and Narges Mohammadi, as a laureate of the 2023 UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize, an award that celebrates press freedom. So these 3 journalists were selected following by the recommendation of the international jury. The award ceremony will take place on 2nd May in New York and the United States of America in the presence of Audrey Azoulay, Director General of UNESCO. A little about awardees. So Niloufar Hamedi. She is a writer in the leading reformist daily newspaper, Sarg. She revealed the news of death of Mahsa Amini, the young woman who died in detention in 16 September 2023, 3 days after being arrested by Iran Mortality Police for allegedly failing to properly cover her hair. Ilahi Mohammadi. She writes for the reformist newspaper Hum Mihan, covering social issues and gender equality. She reported on Mahsa Amini funeral. Both of them detained in solitary confinement in Iran, even present since September 2022. Award won. So Niloufar Hamedi and Ilahi Mohammadi are joint winners for both the 2023 International Press Freedom Award by Canadian Journalists for Free Expressions and Howard 2023 Louis M. Loyens Award for Conscience and Integrity in Journalism. They were also named as a 2 of the Time magazine 100 most influential people of 2023. Narges Mohammadi. So she has worked on a journalist for many years for the range of newspapers, currently serving a 16-year prison sentence in even prison. She interviewed other women prisoners and those who are included in her book White Torture. She is an author and vice director of the Tehran-based civil society organization Defenders of Human Rights Center, and in the year 2022 she won Reporters Without Borders Courage Prize. About the award, so the annual UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize was created in 1997 to honor as a person, organization, institution who has made outstanding contribution to the defense and promotions of press freedom all around the world. So it was named after the Guillermo Cano Isaja, the Colombian journalist who was assassinated in Bogota, Colombia on 17 December 1996. Appointments and resignations. So Santiago Pena elected as the next president of Paraguay. So former International Monetary Fund IMF economist Santiago Pena, the candidate of ruling conservative Colorado Party, won the Paraguay presidential election 2023. So he took nearly around 43 of the votes in the election and defeated center-left candidate Efrain Alegre, who secured nearly around 28% votes. So Santiago Pena will take office as the 52nd president of Paraguay on 15th August 2023. So just remember this, he is going to be the 52nd president. For more than 70 years, Paraguay political landscape has been dominated by the Colorado Party. So a little about the Santiago Pena, born on 1978 on November 16, is a Paraguayan economist and former Minister of Finance with domestic and international experience in policy design and implementation. He was working with the central bank in Paraguay with the research division. He was hired by the later IMF and moved to Washington in DC, USA in the year 2009, where he worked as an economist responsible for countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, so there's more about this guy, but I think it's not important as per the exam point of view. So a little about the Republic of Paraguay. President is Mario Abdo Benitez and capital is Asuncion. Currency is Paraguayan Guarani. Now let's talk about the science tech news. So Dhruva Space successfully deploys satellites, orbital deployers and orbital links on PSLV C-55. So Dhruva Space has successfully deployed its 3U satellite orbital deployer DSOD-3U with 6U satellite orbital deployer DSOD-6U and the Dhruva Space Orbital Link DSOL on Indian Space Research Organization PSLV C-55 mission. So the launch took place in the first launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. So Dhruva Space Orbital deployers and the links were included in the payload of the PSLV C-55. And these were installed on the PSLV Orbital Experimental Mode, POEM, which enables the conduct of scientific experiment in orbit using the SAND PS4 stage as orbital platform. So the satellite orbital deployers are the mechanical casing in which CubeSats and nanosatellites are dimensions of 10 centimeter cross 10 centimeter cross 10 centimeter sit where the launch takes place. DSOD-3U is an extension of DSOD-1U, which was successfully tested in June 2022 on ISRO PSLV C-53, used to deploy the two Thyboid nanosats in 2022. DSOL, a configured transceiver, was made for the telemetry, telecommand and control and payload data download with high data rates with successfully reception confirmed from the ISTRAC ISRO Telemetry Tracking and Command Network Port Blair Ground Station. So about Dhruva Space, CEO is Sanjay Nikattani, headquarters is Hyderabad, Telangana. Next news is Union Minister for MSME Narayan Rane launches the IHD platform in the health sector. So Union Minister for MSME Narayan Rane has launched the Indian Health Dialogue platform in New Delhi in order to enhance MSME in healthcare and boost the export, development and health domain just to make India a more global manufacturing center and self-reliant. So health sector has been identified a target sector for import changes and it is partnering with the IHD to promote advanced manufacturing capabilities between MSME and achieving self-reliant India and reducing medical imports. India Health Dialogue Platform. So it is a global initiative. India Chamber of Business and Commerce collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research, Indian Medical Association and supported by the MSME Government of India to build a strong system to reform the future health and healthcare sector. So IHD is designed as an integrated platform just to import changes and help achieving the self-reliance in the healthcare sector. So India is struggling to be self-reliant. The advanced technologies and innovation would transform every features of health in India. Now let's talk about the environment news. So L. Chalukya and L. Gumantaki CSIR CCMB scientists discovered 2 new species of spiny clam shrimps in Karnataka and Goa. So Council of Scientific and Industrial Research Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology CSIR CCMB clam have discovered like 2 new species of spiny clam shrimps or Spinochordotans, Leptestheria chalukyae and Leptestheria gumantaki from Karnataka and Goa, which are genetically distinct from other known Indian species. So these 2 new species are a part of Leptestheridae family and one of the 35 currently known species of clam shrimps. So Leptheria chalukyae was named after the Chalukya dynasty, which ruled large parts of medieval southern and central India. Its capital Badami in Karnataka, whereas the specimens were found. So Leptestheria gumantaski has been named after Goa, where it was discovered. So these 2 new species were discovered by a team led by Samir Padai, a data analyst with the Ahmednagar-based Biology Life Science LLP, and Mihir Kulkarni, a scientist researcher with the Laboratory of the Conservation of the Endangered Species in Hyderabad, CSIR CCMB. The findings of this study published on 13 April have been reviewed by General Zootaxa. Now about the important days. So International Day of Midwife. So International Day of Midwife is annually observed across the globe 5th May to celebrate and recognize the contribution of midwives across the world. So the day celebrates the achievements of the midwives toward improving newborn, maternal reproduction and sexual health outcomes. So midwives are the healthcare professionals who provide support for the care of women during the pregnancy, labor and birth. The theme of International Day of Midwife is the Together Again from Evidence to Reality. So the idea of International Day of Midwife is Day to Recognize and Honor Midwives came out of the 1987 International Confederation of the Midwives Conference in Netherlands. International Day Midwives was first celebrated on 5th May 1991 and has been observed in 50 nations around the world. About the International Confederation of Midwives, President is Dr. Frank Kakady and headquartered in The Hague, the Netherlands. World Hand Hygiene Day, May 5th. World Hand Hygiene Day is a global healthcare event observed on 5th May to raise awareness and spread the importance of hand washing just to spread of infections. So the campaign slogan was Accelerate Action Together, Save Lives, Clean Your Hands. The campaign's theme is Together we can accelerate action to prevent infections and antimicrobial resistance in health and care and build a culture of safety and equality in which hand hygiene improvement is given high priority. So WHO launched annual campaign in 2009 called Save Lives, Clean Your Hands, which is celebrated as a World Hand Hygiene Day on May 5th to spread importance of hand hygiene. About WHO, it's founded in 1948. Director is Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. African World Heritage Day, May 5th. So African World Heritage Day celebrated May 5th, okay, in 2023, and day is celebrated by UNESCO in collaboration with African World Heritage Fund, and it was celebrated just to promote the Africans, particularly to celebrate the continent's unique culture and natural heritage. So the first ever African World Heritage Day was observed in 2016 in May 5th. Okay, so let's talk about UNESCO. The Director General is Audrey Azoulay, headquarters Paris, France, and establishment is 1945 and came into force in 1946. World Cartoonist Day. May 5th also celebrated as World Cartoonist Day, and the significance is just to promote the how cartoons have been shaped the environment and by offering commentary on the different levels of social culture and popular culture. So the very first commercially successful cartoon was this comic strip originally titled Hosang Ali and the later The Yellow Kid by American comic strip author and illustrator Richard Outcault. So World Cartoonist Day was established in 1990 just to honor the people doing the hard work of cartooning. Okay. So about National Cartoonist Society. The National Cartoonist Society president is Jason Chatfield and the headquarters is Florida, USA. So this was all about the today's current affair of the 6th May, and later I'm just going to read it again so make sure that I haven't left anything and just remember things for long. Okay, take care.